Hey, welcome back to the TSR Bagocast. It's been we missed a week because we got sick. Everyone got sick except for like Zeus and Leglon.
So
Uh,
basically, half of us got sick.
Half of us got sick. I couldn't get out of bed. Yule had a really bad throat, I guess. I was
Yeah.
pretty much gone from everything for a week because I was just basically focusing on work and recovery. So I didn't even really
Wait.
get on fucking Discord that much.
Wait, you guessed? That's what actually happened.
I mean, it's blur, man. There was one morning where I forgot to take my medication. I took my medication and forgot to eat, so I was like high. I wasn't high, but like I don't remember half that morning. It was just bad.
Okay, yeah,
Never
I
do
had a really bad case of an infection on my throat, so I basically wasn't able to speak until like a few days later. So yeah.
Right. So we
All
basically
right.
had a week of everything, and that's fine because it happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are feeling better. So, welcome back, guys.
speaking of, what did you guys do in those weeks when we were gone?
Oh, I have a lot to talk about because I played a lot more than usual. So I had to do 7 reviews in 1 week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep, brutal.
Yeah, I know. I basically started playing. I basically got to play games like Not for Broadcast, Darksburg. I even got to play Demon X Machina, which
Damon.
it's pretty fun. I'm like, I actually like this game, especially because I'm a fan of the God Eater games. It's pretty much like that. I also got to play, like I said before, Not for Broadcast, which is essentially you controlling this a TV station. Other than that, for non-work related games, I started playing Super Mario Strikers again.
Ooh.
I love that game. It's so visceral and it's so unapologetic. It's hilarious.
I've always wanted to play that game, but I've only
I think
played
it's my
tennis. and
favorite.
golf.
It's my favorite of the sports games from Mario. Because I never got into tennis that much. And I did like golf, like Toadstool Tour, but yeah, it's probably Strikers is probably my favorite of the like sports games. And I'm sad they never brought it back on any scale.
Other than Mario Strikers, I also started playing Final Fantasy Record Keeper on my PC and Final Fantasy Opera, the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. I also started playing Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice alongside Legon. So yeah, pretty active set of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of gaming to get in 2 weeks. What about you,
Yeah.
Zeus?
Well, for me, I've been doing still a lot of board gaming. Like I tried out something called Lords of Waterdeep, which is
Sounds
based off
like a
Dungeon.
unique game.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's basically a victory point setup. Didn't take that long to learn, and I definitely want to play it again whenever my friend brings it over. Did some Red Dragon Inn. I'm also getting back into XCOM again. So it didn't take me that long to readjust to my strats and my team, and I already managed to nab 2 gifted soldiers on my team, so I'm ready to kick some more ass here in mid to late game.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that. Someone gifted me the game called Armella, which I might try tomorrow or so. We'll see how that goes. Gloomhaven, Red Dragon Inn, more online with their tabletop, super fun. And yeah, I've been getting acclimated to Young Link more in Smash. I hosted a board game night this past weekend, and we had a crew battle, and I ended up being the guy that helped carry the team and knock out the last 6 stocks of the opposing team, and that felt good.
That's pretty hype.
Yeah, and came down to the last. I wish I would have recorded it. Came down to the last stock. I was facing a good, I want to say Zelda, and yeah, that was definitely a fun match. And pretty much other than that, haven't been doing much else in the world of gaming. I would like to get back into Them's Fighting Herds and Cross Tag Battle. Since I got a regional coming up in May that I'd like to do pretty good at, so that's going to be on my to play list. And that's pretty much it.
How about you, Wheat? What's your week?
My 2 weeks have been kind of interesting. I've been playing more of that Dragon Ball Kakarot, and I said I would come back with issues, because I figured I would find something. And I do have some issues with that game. Mainly that grinding is useless. Enemies kind of fucking run into you all the time, and it's kind of annoying because I know random encounters are annoying in old RPGs, but like Jesus Christ, just leave me alone. It's a fucking Dragon Ball game. Sometimes I think that it really captures the story very well. I think it's like that Ultimate Ninja Storm I was talking about. When it's Ultimate Ninja Storm levels of recapturing the story and the scenes, it's really good. The problem is only certain key scenes get really, really good animation. The rest are kind of stiff, and that's kind of a problem.
Or they get treated like shit, like Xenoverse 2 did, and that's
Not as bad as Xenoverse, but they're still really stiff, and it's like you can tell what scenes the budget went into, and you can tell which scenes didn't.
Yeah. And they're pretty much the scenes that Bandai Namco pretty much promoted all over the fucking place.
Yeah, pretty much all the scenes from the trailers are the ones that got the really good budget, and they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong, seeing Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time in a game, and it's actually captured very accurately compared to literally any game, where he just goes ah, and he turns Super Saiyan. It's like they actually capture the scene, his anger, and the lightning striking Namek, like really well. And you don't see that very often. But then it's with the caveat of these other problems, which like one of them is sometimes the combat gets really fucking annoying when you're fighting multiple enemies, especially if you're solo, because they just start ganging up on you, and it's really hard to get out of like you're just getting key blasted out of everything you fucking do. It's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really good at capturing what I loved about Dragon Ball growing up and the scenes that I grew up with. Really, really good. But it's definitely hit the point now where it's like negatives that kind of hold it back. And I see why people don't like the game as much. Even sold pretty well. It's the best-selling game of January. And people were praising it. I definitely get where people are coming from with issues of like the random battles are useless, and it's kind of annoying. Sometimes the combat system is really annoying, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think it's good if you're a Dragon Ball fan. It really captures those moments that you grew up with really well. But at the it's not Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm levels of good combat that isn't annoying. They still don't have it. You know, they still haven't reached that level of telling a good anime game and making a gameplay system that knocks it out of the park.
Honestly, I think that Bandai Namco is just they knew that they didn't have to do this much, so they just shelled out a basic RPG system, and they just went with it.
Dragon Ball combat that isn't. I mean, if they had just given it to CyberConnect 2, but I don't think CyberConnect 2 wants to make another anime game like that. But if they did, they would be the perfect ones to make a Dragon Ball game. Because the sir here, it's clear that they care about the scenes being recreated in that way. But there's just something about the Ultimate Ninja Storm games that are like you're interacting with the scenes that are way over the top in a good way.
You know what?
Kakarot doesn't reach that point.
You know what could also work? Having Arc System Works do the same story mode that with the original skins. Yeah, we have the dramatic finishes, but how about working a story mode with the fighting mechanics from Dragon Ball Fighters? Like I'm pretty sure they could have done that and put a lot more care into the cinematic cutscenes, and we'll have an amazing story mode.
Maybe, but I don't like the story mode in Fighter Z. So if they did it like that, it would be bad. It'd be even worse. Were you gonna say something, Zeus?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say QuickTime events as far as this over-the-top scenes.
That's true. And in sorry to cut you off. In the Storm games, they are QuickTime events, but I feel like they add to what they're giving you something to do during those downtimes where you're doing nothing. In those games, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. You don't see that in Kakarot, do you? You just
no, not really. Other than like when you're doing like a certain move and you need to do a follow up. Like the weird thing is there are like. It's in the super special boss fights at the very end where you get certain little press circle and Goku will do the punch that makes Frieza's gut implode on himself or whatever. He does the spit up punch. That's cool. Or like you can fucking knock the shit out of Frieza's face or Vegeta's face in the first. You can just like punch the shit out of his face like they do in the anime. The problem is you just do that. It's not like Ultimate Ninja Storm where every different scene is like a different point from their fight in the anime, over the top. It's literally, oh, Goku punches Frieza in the fucking gut again, and it's cool the first time, but then when you see it like the third time, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I hear you.
It just recreates the stuff like
The
a to-do
ones-
list.
Yeah, it recreates the one famous attack in the fight, and it's like, okay. But then again, on the flip side, it's cool to fucking beat the shit out of Frieza as a Super Saiyan, and you feel powerful.
I bet it is satisfying,
Yeah.
especially if you crank it up to max difficulty and you still beat them up like that.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, because they it's a weird thing when he turns Super Saiyan for the first time. They clearly skew the difficulty in your favor, no matter what level you are or what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
because he's just so much better than Frieza at that point, and it doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
I actually was going to say that too.
yeah, he's just so much beyond Frieza that you feel like you're beyond Frieza no matter what you're doing. But other than that, I've been playing some Final Fantasy VII a little bit, and that's a good game. It's a good RPG. I like it.
I'm just waiting for the
What's up?
remake.
I'm waiting for
That's
the
all.
remake too, and I'm trying to get through it. But like, yeah, I think that there's a good base there, and the remake has a lot to live up to. But it'll be a good time.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Same here. But yeah, I haven't had time. I guess. Well, I want to say I've had time, but like even the day I took off when I was sick, you think it's perfect time to play video games, but I was sleeping that entire day. I couldn't even get out of bed. It was that bad. I couldn't even video game or do nothing. I was just laying on my couch, dying inside. So, yep. Anyway, moving on to our first big point, probably is going to be we're going to talk about the ninja thing real quick. Not real quick, but it's kind of an interesting. It leads to an interesting discussion point, and I thought we could kind of talk about.
Sure, go ahead.
So basically, Ninja came out this week and basically called out people kind of on Twitter. It wasn't as bad on Twitter when he said, which was like, I don't like when people say it's just a game to me because the gist of it is that he thinks that people can always improve and grow, and it's a good message to send to kids. I agree, but like the way he was kind of saying it was sounding like he was like LeBron James or Tom Brady and all that shit, and it's like you're not. But what made this more controversial is that he came out on video and called people weak for not thinking, for thinking it's just a game or basically not being competitive like him. And that's where I kind of wanted to branch it to a question to you guys where it's like, first of all, do you think that competitive gamers should take gaming more? Do you think competitive gaming is something that should be taken more seriously in the, or do you think it's fine to have a balance of people who just want to sit down after work, after a hard day, after anything, and just want to play a game?
I mean,
And
even the fucking Olympics committee is considering it a sport at this point.
excuse me.
So, like, if the Olympics committee is willing to say this is a sport, then just let them take it seriously if they want to.
I think that's fine. But like, if you're calling people weak for not being like you, then you're being kind of a douche.
That's obviously something I do not approve. But for example, if you want to,
fuck,
don't worry. Yeah. If you don't want to take, you want to take this initiative with competitive gaming, for example, someone like Zeus who transitioned from being a casual to being an amateur player, an amateur professional player. Well, obviously going to get your phases where you're regarded as weak and stuff like that. And that's where I see the reasoning for Ninja coming in, and I agree with it. But when you call people who just want to have fun in games and just play them for the sake of playing them, yeah, that's not exactly something. This is something that we do for a profession. It's not something that those people who play casually do for a profession. But at the same time, I also do not agree with the casuals who actively hamper on the game by saying it's just a game. Like,
well, I disagree with that because I think at the end of the day, us as professionals have to realize we're going to be playing online with people that aren't fucking trying to be the next ninja, aren't trying to be professional. So I when people say to someone like Ninja who's getting pissy and acting like a baby little bitch about fucking losing a game, I'm sorry, it's true. Act like a fucking bitch. Get over it. For one, if you're gonna start getting all pissed off because you lost the game and someone else like average Joe who just worked a hard ass job. I was getting into an argument on Twitter about this and it was kind of getting a little heated, so understand my heat. Where it's like, if someone like me, for example, I work retail. If I want to come home and I want to play casual Smash and you're getting pissy and ruining my fucking time, I'm sorry. You're gonna be playing with people like me, so it's not like if you can't be Ninja, you can't be us and sit there and expect everyone to be on your fucking level mentally. And they're gonna say it's just a game because it is just a game to them. They're coming home from their hard ass jobs and want to sit down, and you're ruining their time throwing a tantrum. Well, get over it, in my opinion. You know.
All right.
If you want to be mad about it, in my opinion, there's a level of keeping it to yourself and among certain people. You know. And that's where I disagree with Ninja's mentality.
Okay, but wait. You got to think about the people he compared himself to, and the state of competitive gaming right now. This is quickly becoming an industry where it is becoming a viable career choice for people that want to be as serious as the top level competition in other sports. So you need to have that, hardcore mentality to train and be better. But you're right. I mean,
But who is Ninja really? Who is Ninja? Like, oh my god! Like, okay.
You're discrediting him already. I mean, I don't know how high level he is, but
before we start going into the credentials of Ninja himself, I thought of an interesting kind of point to Zeus's credit. The people he compared himself to, Tom Brady, LeBron James. Here's the difference: we can pick up a game of basketball casually, excuse me, and it's just a game. We don't get to play NBA basketball with LeBron James. We have a chance to run into Ninja on a fucking online game. And that's what Ninja doesn't understand either. You don't get to play fucking football with Tom Brady in a casual pickup game. You don't get to do it with LeBron James. You don't get to play baseball with Mariano Rivera. We do get to play with you, and we don't choose to do that. So he's got to understand that level of it, too, with people, where it's like, if someone says it's just a game because you're freaking out, yeah, maybe they came home from a 9 to 5 and didn't want to run into your fucking ass. We don't get a choice in that matter.
Really good point, Wheat. Amazing point, actually.
Yeah, because it goes both ways. You guys are right in that I get where he's coming from because he's a very competitive person, and to be the very best in your field, you have to have that drive. But we also don't get to choose to play with him or not. He can run into our game, and we don't get a say in that.
Okay.
Well, he has the right to destroy you, but he does not, have the right to belittle you for wasting his time.
Okay. This is the part where I start talking about Ninja the person because I'm starting to get pissed off about this. About this campaign. About this
folks.
Fucking.
I'm gonna mute while you guys.
Grab the popcorn.
Who is Ninja really? Like, just answer me that question. Who is Ninja? He's a streamer. He's a Fortnite streamer. He's a Fortnite streamer that is very popular, right? Do you know what competitive qualifications he has?
No.
I'll give you a spoiler. None. Zero. Fuck all. The only time he tried to be competitive was when he tried to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. And guess what? He didn't make it. He's the quote-unquote face of Fortnite, but he's not really a competitive gamer.
He's just a popular streamer.
Yeah, so the fact that he's the person who's making all of these claims is what pisses me off about him, because he's not competitive by any means, and he even fucking defended a name botter because he was popular. What kind of backwards reasoning is that?
It sounds pretty hypocritical when you put it that way, Yul. I didn't know. I thought, he was, famous for a reason, and I thought competitive for that reason.
That's the interesting thing, is that he's famous for being a very popular streamer for Fortnite, but he's never actually won a major tournament in Fortnite. So that's where I do agree with you, where it's also where the fuck are you coming from with this shit? Calling yourself LeBron James and Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 6 fucking Super Bowls, and is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Exactly. LeBron James has 3 NBA championships in not a harder league, but in a league where like his type of play doesn't win that many championships alone anymore. So it's like, it's like me trying to say I'm the better than Zero at Smash or whatever. Or who is it? MK Leo.
MK Leo.
Yeah, so like me trying to say I can beat him in grand finals. Like, no, I can't. Come on.
I expect to hear this from someone like Sonic Fox. Give him all the shit you want, okay?
Oh, he backs up. Yeah, he's won.
He's a multi-skilled gamer with multiple championships behind his belt.
Right.
What does Ninja have for himself? Nothing. Absolutely fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those frustrations on stream. I mean, if you're trying to, you guys are right. It's really hard to counter that because you have an established audience and they know you very well. So if you're gonna go off and be emotional over something you have no right, or I don't want to say right, but no qualifications.
Wait behind your words.
Then it just comes off as empty whining and just being brat.
I mean, we're not going to talk much about the ninja. We're not going to talk much about Ninja as a person, but I can definitely say that he feels like that whiny millennial who has no fucking weight behind any of his words.
Yeah.
But because kids like him, they're all going to stick up for him. But the reality is, his point is moot in his regard, but I do think it's kind of an interesting question that it's like, his bullshit aside, do you think that there is some merit to having that mentality of wanting to be the best and having frustration after your loss? Because I get salty after a Smash match, and I feel like sometimes it's justified, and I want to be better. So it's like I get where he's coming from in that regard, wanting to be better, and you can always learn something. It's just the way he words all of his points that just make people have a hard time agreeing with him.
It's justified if you actually want to become a competitive gamer. Otherwise, no, not at all. No.
And if he wants to become competitive, that's fine. But it's like bringing up Tom Brady and LeBron James. You're not in their league. You're famous, but just LeBron James and Tom Brady aren't great. Kobe Bryant wasn't great because they were just famous. They were great because they were that good and talented. Or they just had the best situation around them. I mean, and maybe Ninja does have the best situation around him. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, just I think that the controversy behind the take is justified, but I think the fact that he said it and he sparked it is hypocritical because he's just nowhere near the level of any of what he's brought and mentioned to.
Honestly, like I said before, it's like I understand the mentality. So the problem with someone like Ninja saying this is that he like I said, he doesn't have any credit, but at the very least his argument has merit, because if you actually want to be a competitive gamer, you'll have to learn how to deal with frustration. You have to learn how to deal with people beating your ass, and there will always be someone better than you. That's just an avoidable fact of life.
And then the fact that even he didn't qualify for Fortnite Cup proves that there are multiple people better than him.
Yeah. And that's just, an aspect of life. No matter how good you do, no matter how really hard you're trying to do things, you really will always meet someone who is better than you. And there's nothing wrong with that. That just gives you more strive to keep growing. But yeah, understandably, you're going to be angry. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to have these issues coming while shooting for the stars. Like, for example, I have a gaming journalism to worry about, and I don't have time to deal with my competitive stuff, because I have to keep playing other video games, and that doesn't let me train for FPS or or fighting games as much. Seuss has his job as an engineer. Legon has his job. Weed has his, and we're all competitive gamers. That's the thing. We're all still competitive, and we all still want to get better. So of course there's going to be frustration. Of course we're going to get angry. Of course there's even going to be times where we rage quit on a tournament.
Because we're human.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Read the room. And Ninja clearly didn't. I mean, this came.
Yeah,
during
it's like
stream.
that's Ninja's human too, and it's like I think that the fact that the only thing I don't like is that he called people weak. For it's like, and it's like that. It's my biggest point. My biggest point of why I don't like how he called people weak is, like I said, the biggest point that I made about it is you can't call other people weak for saying that to you. We don't get to choose if we play with you online or not. It's different. We don't get to play with Tom Brady. We're never going to get to play a football game with Tom Brady.
Or
We're
in your
gonna get to
case,
play with
you didn't choose to play against M2.
or Mewtwo King.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mewtwo King.
I didn't like. I got smoked, and I didn't like act like he was. I didn't say anything about it. But it was like, that mentality is true. We don't get to choose to play with someone like that. They just roll upon us sometimes. So it's like for him to act like people have a weak mentality if we're okay losing to you. Like, fuck off, dude. Come on. I didn't even get online to try and play you. So, and I just, sometimes I do think it's okay to like, hey, I want to sit online and play Smash after a hard day of work. People bust their ass doing harder jobs than he's ever going to do in his fucking life. No offense. I'm sorry. It's just true. At the end of the day, you're trying hard, and I get that you want to be the best, but you're playing video games for a living. It's difficult, but it's also like you're not lifting heavy shit all day. You're not busting your ass in one way. You're busting your ass in another way. Don't get me wrong, but not as hard as other people.
If I want to go personal, I can go and talk about how I pretty much look at games when how depending on how seriously I take them. For example, if you like the crew can vouch for this, but when I don't take things seriously, I start talking, making snark jokes, stuff like that, right? But when something becomes personal, when it becomes a matter of becoming better and a professional, that's when I shut the fuck up and purely focus on the game at hand. And that's one of my biggest attributes about the fact that I can distinguish when it's a game. Yeah, it's a game that I have to take seriously, like at all. And then there's something that I have to take 100% seriously because this is an important game, something that can make or break my career. So,
Yeah.
you gotta learn how to make that distinction because this isn't a justification for casual gamers to start talking trash about competitive gamers again. No.
But it shouldn't be the other way around. It shouldn't be like hardcore gamers shouldn't talk trash to casual people just because they want to sit down and play a video game and
exactly
don't have the time or don't want to be on that level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good point. Everyone has to make the distinction, and it's like there can be times where even like the ninjas of the world or like us, we can just sit down and have a good time with a game. It doesn't always have to be. Why I want to be the best in the world. I want to be LeBron James. I want to be, whoever I think I'm as fucking good as, in my own head.
In my opinion, it's good to shoot for the stars. It's good to want to aim to become the best version of yourself.
That's true. I think in anything in life, it doesn't have to just be video games.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fan reaction has been to all this, but I can already envision it not being very that positive.
It's already a copy pasta.
It's the copy pasta among a lot of people, and then you got his 12-year-olds that are defending him, or his fans that defend him in general.
What happened?
Of course.
I was just saying, he has people that are defending him, but it's already become a meme, Yule.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to fully defend Ninja's stance on the, but at the same time, I'm also not going to say that he's like stupid or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a terrible mentality. He's just really stupid. It's not a terrible thing he said. It's just like in typical ninja fashion, he kind of put his foot in his mouth and said something in a way he probably shouldn't have worded it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Moving on, the Sonic movie came out, blowing box office records for video game adaptation. So I think we should discuss some of that, because that's pretty noteworthy considering we were kind of bashing on it.
As a Sonic fan,
the way we excuse me, fuck, the way we met was bashing on the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. man.
Okay.
Let's see Crow.
First
Yeah,
off,
I said it could be good, and it is good. So I want to hear it.
okay.
You first, you'll
Wait,
then I'll go.
I don't want you to get offended, but as a Sonic fan, I love it. As a critic, it has major flaws.
I watched a review of it from critics, not super critics, but obviously Angry Joe, and they're pretty decent critics, and they all kind of liked it, like in general sense.
Oh
They
yeah,
had these
I
flaws,
still liked it. I still liked it. Like I'm not gonna say that it's fucking shit just because it has a few flaws. Come on, no. It's still a fun movie to watch. It's still something that was decent for watch. I watched it 2 times. One in 4DX and one normally, and 4DX is the best way to watch it. I recommend it. I'm going to have a review posted on BagoGames.com. Please come watch it. I mean,
Nice plug.
Buy Final Fantasy 14, please.
disgusting. What the fuck? Fuck both of you. Stop it.
You're welcome.
I don't have anything to plug because I don't like anything right now.
Hey,
So
go
I
buy
should-
medicine.
Yeah, go buy medicine. It's real good. Makes you feel better.
Buy medicine. It makes you good.
Yeah, it makes it good. Makes you good at video games like Ninja.
Buy the free medicine like the sun.
I think that medicine might be illegal, Wheat. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, there was like a dark story that we're not gonna get into, but I kind of saw it. I was like, what the fuck?
Now we're going to be like we're drug peddlers.
Yeah.
Moving
on.
Let's just go back to the Sonic movie,
Yeah.
where we can actually talk about legal drugs.
Mushrooms, guys, makes you a fun person.
No, not even mushrooms, green candies.
Hey,
No,
know
you don't.
everybody?
You didn't see the movie. You don't get the joke I just made. You probably got it.
No, I've
we
seen
see
the
it?
movie twice.
Hey, Wheat, can we spoil, or should we not spoil? Just do a
I
reaction.
don't care.
We probably shouldn't spoil at the very
Uh,
least. It
back
hasn't
to
been
the-
out for a whole week. It hasn't been out for a whole week yet, so I'd say
Well,
keep
Bago
spoilers
did
to a
already.
minimum.
Okay, stop. Can I make my point? I was gonna say Bago did a huge old thing on it, so we're not gonna talk about it too long. So if you want to key a spoil here and there is fine. Like we're just
Yeah.
gonna talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Casual spoilers.
God damn it. The Bagocast already addressed everything we had, everything regarding the story in the review, which we recommend you check out. So
it's like,
don't
it's
worry.
already out there.
So yeah, don't worry about spoilers. We already are pretty good. So
So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, since Joel said his piece, I admit I was one of the when I saw the first trailer back in, was it February last year? I was
Was it February
so
last year?
something like that. I was so upset. I was so over all the false hype, all the state of the Sonic franchise. It just felt like things were really turning to a bad direction. I was like, I was really at that point where I just wanted to be like, screw the franchise. I remember saying once over Discord, we should probably freaking pirate this movie because we don't have to support this Hollywood BS that they're trying to put out. Because that's what it was.
That was a huge argument between Legon.
Yeah.
Because I was that mad. I was that upset about the whole trailer.
So
Or the one trailer scene.
remember when I was pretty much the same way, and I even had a fucking mental breakdown over the fact that Team Sonic Racing was actually mediocre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
justified.
we
breakdown.
actually
On
had that
Switch.
recorded, I think.
Yeah, because I was really sick as well of the state of the Sonic franchise about giving us mediocre, then good, then mediocre, and
I
now
was in the
people are
same-
saying that mediocre is good. So
Yeah, I was in a similar boat, but I got mad at them because I didn't like. I have an anti-piracy stance in some way, but like just the idea that it's like I was in the stance of just don't watch the fucking movie, but you're that upset with it. There's no point in seeing it. So that's why I got so upset. And I could be like rubbing it in everyone's face, but of course I'm not going to. I'm glad it turned out good, and I think that the redesign was really a smart decision. And I think Angry Joe made a good point, or their critic show made a good point, where it's like they wouldn't have spent the money to redesign it if they knew they didn't have something good. And clearly, the reception to it means that there was something good there in the movie, and it wasn't just bland and boring and bad.
I mean that, and the fact that they only really had Birds of Prey to compete with.
Well, that's a bad movie to compete with, but it also Birds of Prey is not a bad movie, but like The Lounge was a bad movie.
Yeah. And if
But
I
the fact that
can,
Sonic beat out Birds of Prey, sorry to cut you off, that's crazy.
if I can just briefly finish my point,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Despite all that, despite what I said about the whole piracy thing and to say the Sonic franchise, I have never been more happy to be wrong about my first impressions, because
Right.
just a couple weeks after we had that discussion and that monstrosity was released, the director himself came out and he basically promised the fans, "Hey, we heard your feedback. We're going to do what Hollywood hasn't done in recent history. Listen to you guys and spend the money and time to fix this, because this is something that we're passionate about and we want to make this right." And Hollywood, let's face it, Hollywood's a very pride-centered, artistic, vision-free place. I mean,
No.
people are out there to make big bucks, to make a name for themselves, and obviously be famous. I mean, that's whatever. That's what a lot of people go to film school. I don't know. I'm generalizing here, but that's just like my current view on Hollywood.
You're not wrong.
It's
that
not entirely wrong.
I think a better point to be made is that they will ignore the original vision of something for their own intentions because they think they know better, and it's ruined a lot of adaptations in the past.
Star Wars,
Dragon Ball
Mario
Evolution is my Dragon Ball Evolution is my greatest example, because it's like that is not like, you look at that movie and it's called Dragon Ball in name, but like, and they have the name of the characters, but like, what the fuck is this? Avatar, like The Last Airbender, is another great example.
The Mario Brothers movie.
Well, who gives a shit about that? I mean, the Mario Bros. Movie is a fucking meme at this point, to be fair.
Which one?
but that-
Because we're
but
getting
that-
another one by Illumination.
Well, yeah,
The
but
one-
you know
the
the one.
The one, yeah, you know the one, dude. But even if it's a meme, that even shows, how Hollywood puts their vision over literally
Oh.
everybody else's.
I don't think it's even comparable to like Dragon Ball Evolution, because like Mario Bros. Is funny in a meme, but Dragon Ball Evolution and Avatar are just bad. they're
Yeah,
just bad
especially
movies.
Avatar.
Yeah, The Last Airbender. They're bad movies, and they don't represent anything about the source material in any way.
Hey, Ong. No, it's Aang. I know what I
Oh,
said.
I know what I said. I know what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So Zeus has a good point in that regard.
I also want to point out that the movie did a really good job of, I think, pleasing both the fans of the franchise as well as the random, "Oh, I kind of know about Sonic, but I'm not that invested." I'm telling you right now, if you have kids or if you're, having a family of any sort, it
Yeah,
is
the
very
kids
enjoyable
will
experience.
enjoy this at the very least.
You'll enjoy it.
Right.
It's not a
I think
cringe fest.
You'll have a good time if you go even with like friends that know Sonic.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time.
There's memes in there. Yeah, there's a stupid Fortnite dance a couple times in the movie, but whatever. I mean, that's just like the kids' film quota. I can bear with it, but beyond that, I thought the script for this movie was actually pretty good. I thought a lot of the jokes did make me smile. Some of them downright just like crack with my friends. Like there's some out of place product placements that just.
But
made me
I heard
stop.
at the end that they really made it good, because there was like a joke where he gets a fucking gift card from the president to go to fucking Olive Garden for $50.
Yeah, the Attorney General.
What do you need Olive Garden? Like, I don't get it.
It's a restaurant for
It's
food.
it's a chain. It's one of them like 50 like Applebee's type chains in America.
Yeah,
One of
it's
the best.
for. It's basically like imitation Italian food.
Yeah.
But with literally the best breadsticks around. I'm not kidding you. It
I
is.
think
Oh
they're
my
delicious.
God! Oh my-
And English pasta.
Excuse me. We have an
What are you
Olive
screaming
Garden
about?
location. We have a Olive Garden location in Mexico.
Yeah, have you been? Have you tried the never-ending impossible?
Guys, we're not sponsored by Olive Garden. Stop.
I never knew what it was. I'm sorry, but I just never knew.
You're missing out, Yule. It's actually a legit great place, but enough.
Is
Alright, I'm not
Zeus
gonna
like,
show Olive Garden.
sponsored by Olive Garden or something? Is there a secret sponsorship that we don't know about here?
Sure.
Hey, at
they're-
least it's not being sponsored by Zillow, like the Sonic movie.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was a plug that I actually only remembered because of my second watching. Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
Why?
what I've heard of it's good. Like you guys said, it's a kids movie that doesn't act like you're stupid for watching a kids movie, or that kids are stupid. You know?
Yeah,
It's
it's
kinda
a
hard
good
to-
movie if a bit unfocused.
Yeah.
That's really my biggest criticism, but yeah, it's good. I say watch it.
It is good. Yeah.
Which is cool because like it's what it could have been was Trash Fire, you know, or it could have even been
It could
mediocre.
have been the original
and,
Sonic design.
Yeah, it could have just been mediocre and boring and like forgetful. But the fact that it's like one of the best openings for a video game movie ever, and it kind of deserves it, says a lot about its quality.
Oh yeah, like the opening 3 minutes of the movie was so well done. It does everything it needs to do to introduce the audience to who Sonic is, where he's
Even
from.
if it adds a character that doesn't exist in the canon, which is fine. Like it's fine to do something different with that.
Yeah, it's
Would-
just an excuse to bridge the human world and the Mobian world together.
What a
Right.
what a missed opportunity for Sonic to actually sponsor the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, sure
He
you.
could have ran. He could have ran to a drive-through and gotten like
The
a
funny
burger or
thing is,
something.
I actually stopped at Sonic after watching Sonic twice.
Stop. My brain.
I didn't even know that there was a restaurant called Sonic until Slegon told me. So imagine that.
Yeah, well, we told you about it, and yeah, we were like, it's a fast food chain.
Yeah.
Ironic, 'cause you drive in, you can do like they could have had a good joke where Sonic just runs into the drive-thru and is like, hey, "Yes, can I have a chili dog, please?" They sell chili dogs, I think.
They
Yeah.
do. They're super expensive, but they still sell them.
Yeah, what a missed opportunity. Anyway,
Yeah, I know.
pretty good, pretty good movie.
Could I
Very
also
good movie.
also
Oh.
praise?
Oh, and I also recommend you to watch it in 4DX. So watch the full
Stop!
review.
You stop! Zeus is trying to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to praise one more thing, and it's definitely going to be the casting because I did not find myself hating any of the human characters, and
I heard Jim Carrey was really good.
yeah, and Jim Carrey, my goodness, who would have thought he'd represent Eggman on live action really well? His
I did
zaniness.
because the mask. I actually feel like that's one of the few things when this movie got announced and everything. I was like, when Jim Carrey got announced as Eggman, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Actually,
Yeah, it took me a bit to think on it, but
guys
after
who grew up, I
thinking
grew up
about
with
it,
him.
He's
so I knew
perfect.
he-
yeah. After
Yeah.
He's the
thinking
perfect
about it,
guy.
it's like if they really do it right,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey will certainly be an amazing Eggman after they give him the
Yeah.
original design in one scene only.
Yeah, and he was kind of the bridging hope from between the original bullshit and more
Yeah, during the
tolerable.
time when the original design was still something that could have happened.
right. So but he was always going to be like the hey, he's going to be good because I'm like in the mask was always even as a cable guy, he was always that kind of really zany, really over the top character actor. So he was perfect for it.
Oh yeah.
Early on we joked that it would be Jim Carrey's The Sonic movie.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's the Sonic movie. You're right, and it kind of is. I mean, James Marsden doesn't mean shit really. It's
In
old-
terms
good old
of story,
Cyclops.
yeah.
Yeah, he's all right from what I heard, but it's definitely Jim Carrey that like steals the show.
Reconnaissance.
And
Reconnaissance.
Rock.
You know, you joke about that, but I honestly think that is the most Eggman Jim Carrey got in his entire performance.
I'd
Agreed.
say so too.
I heard he almost kind of said something in Japanese, and I'm sad to hear it wasn't Yosh.
Yeah, that was a little
Yeah.
disappointing, but the delivery was pretty good when it came out.
At least he has his Badnik fuse.
And before people start saying he actually, carried the movie, I'm gonna give also props to Ben Schwartz. He nailed Sonic. I think he's definitely a nice bridge between Roger Craig Smith and Jason Griffith as like the tone of Sonic for sure.
I could see
Okay.
him being the potential next future Sonic voice.
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind it.
Well, I heard he also like because like Sonic, I heard is like really young in this movie. Like he's portrayed like he is a kid.
Yeah, like 17 years old or so. Yeah.
Not even
I'd say more
17,
14.
like yeah, like 12 or even like.
But I
he's a
still
kid.
want I still want this guy to be the future Sonic voice as well because he
Hearing that's
really
pretty
nailed
cool,
that
too.
performance down.
Yeah. I don't think they would get him, but that's cool that he nailed it so well.
Yeah.
Unlike Ty Olson as fucking Frank West.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Ty Olson is the voice for Frank West in Dead Rising 4. It's awful. I hate it. So let's
Tails?
move on.
You mean Tails?
Ty Olson is the
Oh,
voice.
Ty
for-
He's
Olson,
talking about
okay.
something that isn't Sonic.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like
Oh.
I'm talking about voice casting choices that don't fit their characters. For example, in the video
A little
game.
off topic, but okay, fair enough. I
Like-
mean, it's not off topic, but like, yeah.
Yeah,
fair enough.
when you talk that Rising and you talk about Frank West, you think of T.J. Rotolo, not Ty Olson.
If you
Anyway.
want me to give my personal example on bad voice actors for characters because they just don't fit the character, Yuri Lowenthal for Clavier Gavin and Ace Attorney Dual Destinies.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, back to Sonic.
You get the idea that like there are voices that don't fit characters, and the Sonic movie is a great way to do a voice actor that fits the character and to change the thing. You know?
He has experience. He voiced, I think, Huey in the new DuckTales.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people liked him as Huey in DuckTales.
This is my first time seeing his performance, and again, it's pretty good.
I thought you were going to say, I heard a lot of people liked him as DuckTales.
No,
Yeah, the main character of DuckTales guy. You mean David?
yeah. The problem is, and
Mr.
I'm going to.
Ducktail.
God damn it. The problem here is, and I'm going to remind you, everyone, that I am Mexican and I watch Latino dubs. And speaking of Latino dubs, I am going to say that when I watched the movie in 4DX, I watched the Latino dub. The voice actor for Sonic sucks. In the dub. Don't watch the dub, please. But the Latino dub for Eggman is Mario fucking Castañeda, which means
I thought you were gonna say it was Mario for a minute from this. I was like, what?
no. Which means that both Eggman is voiced by Mario, which is by a Mario, and he's voiced by the same voice actor as Goku. So yeah, and there's not even a voice,
That's pretty
a
crazy.
distinction. So when I heard
He
Eggman,
does his Goku voice.
yeah,
Does
exactly.
he
So,
scream as Goku?
no, he
Aw.
doesn't because there were many changes for Eggman to scream, but
Oh,
he does
man.
sound like a really, really fucking smart Goku.
Wow, that's impressive.
Watch the dub just because of that. You actually want to see the
That's funny.
Latino dub for
Assuming
Sonic
you
the
are
movie.
someone who is fluent in Spanish, at least.
Well, even just hearing the voice, like that's kind of funny. Like, El Kamehameha, Sonic.
Yeah, but yeah,
Kayame Yosh.
yeah. But yeah, this is why I love watching dubs for
That's cool.
Latino or properties that are American, because sometimes the voice actors can really outdo some of the original casters. Some other times they can give a whole different take to an original character, and some can be a pile of dog shit like the Sonic voice. Yeah, never heard him again.
Yeah, well, it's like, I guess my example of bad voices that don't. Oh fuck, my own voice.
Yeah, your own voice.
My own voice is not good. Voices that don't match characters. I was watching the dub of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a while ago, and it's just not the same. Like, especially my perfect example is Joseph Joestar. In that anime, he's this very. Sorry, hit mute. Because I was trying to refresh my page. In the anime, the Japanese subs, he's this very wild, zany, I have tricked you, like, type of character. That's a whole rendition, but you get the point. He's very, like, zany. And in the dub, he's just this posh British guy. It just doesn't work. So, I definitely get
Alright.
where Yule's coming from.
All right, another hilarious fact about the dog about the dub from the Sonic movie. Remember Maddie Wachowski from like
Pretzel
the
lady?
Pretzel Lady.
Well, she has a name.
She's voiced by Carla Castañeda, which is Mario Castañeda's daughter. So
Oh, so it's,
canonically, Maddie is the daughter of Dr. Robot.
So
Goku's daughter.
Eggman gave birth to Pretzel Lady.
Ew, what the
The
fuck?
lore
Stop.
thickens.
The war thickens. So oh wait, it's like the robot. It's like the tank had a baby. Well, the egg had a baby too.
And honestly,
Bad jokes.
I don't want to also. I mean, the real problem with the person that made Sonic. I'm not going to name drop because I don't want anybody doxing him. And it shows
What? Wait, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
in
Yeah,
the in
back
the,
up.
in the Latino dub. In the dub,
Oh, okay.
in the Latino dub, yeah, he's voiced by a YouTuber. And again,
kind of bad.
it shows. It really shows
Eh.
that he's voiced by a YouTuber. But at the very least, the voice actor for Tails wasn't really a bad choice.
Good.
Like the actress is Cecilia Gomez, which actually has done roles as Spike from My Little Pony and Rita from The Loud House. So pretty good choice, I will say.
Right.
Other than that, the Latino dub is pretty solid. I believe it did a pretty good job, minus the Sonic voice. Like every other actor did pretty.
I think we get the point, Yule.
Yeah. But yeah, the fact that I'm gushing about the dub, about the fact that it's a 4DX movie, about everything, just says how much I love this movie as a Sonic fan. I love this movie. This is amazing.
I think we can get back to that for a minute. It's like, as a Sonic fan, we're used to disappointment, and we're used to mediocrity, like everyone else said. But the fact that this has no negative around it now is kind of astonishing as a Sonic fan, because there's always something wrong with these things.
Yeah. I'm honestly,
Surprised.
as a Sonic fan, as a Sonic fan, I will
Okay,
give
we
it a 10
get
out
it.
of 10.
That's how I felt too. But
Really?
I know you're a critic. You have to be fair.
Yeah, I have to be objective, and there are issues. There are issues with the pacing. There are issues with some of the interactions between the characters. And me and Lego talked about it, and even the review of the Bagocast can also elaborate on those points. But as a Sonic fan, I just think that it's an amazing movie, and I love it, and I want everyone to watch it because I want this movie to be a huge success. Because from the final teaser where Tails just comes up and talks about Sonic, I have the feeling that they're going to elaborate more on Green Hill Zone. And
They better. It's the perfect
Yeah.
opportunity.
I think a lot of people want them to go back to the world he came from, and that's going to be a tough task because that's going to take a lot of money.
yeah,
But you're essentially
honestly-
making half of a movie or more in CGI world.
Yeah, but honestly, I am down for it, 100%, and I want that sequel to happen. So please go watch the movie.
People are. It's got 70,000. It's got 70
It
million.
made its money back before week 1 was even over.
Right.
Yeah, it's still got more time to get more money.
That's
plus
the base
more
of the story. It's the base of the story. Is that it made 70 million.
Let's move on before you meet fanboy Yule.
One more thing, Yul.
Please. What?
Is it too early to say that we could be witnessing the start of the Sega cinematic universe?
Oh my god! What the fuck is
I
there
quit.
to put in there? It's like
I
everything-
quit.
Shin Megami Tensei, the movie.
No, you know what? If we're going to have that Dark Age happen, let's fucking go Yakuza. Let's go, boys.
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
many unrepresented IPs. Give me like, I don't know, like.
Oh my god, a Shining Force! A Shining Force! Let's move on before I
Okay.
Stop him! Stop him now!
Puyo, the movie.
So we have Sonic movie, we have Super Monkey Ball the movie, and we have Knights the movie, and that's it.
Oh god.
No, just
You
let's
can't
move on.
forget
Let's move on.
Puyo Puyo.
No,
Well, what
let's move
about
on,
the
let's
Persona
move on.
movie?
We already have
No,
the
that's just them
animation.
developing Persona 5
Oh.
Royal.
What about? Can we get a Bayonetta movie? Oh wait, it's just a porno. Never mind. Moving on.
We already have the animation for Persona 4 and Persona 5. What more can you ask?
True. I don't think they can make that into a good movie.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of movies for video games, excuse me. I guess the director for the Borderlands movie got spoiled. It's gonna be Eli Roth. I think he made a movie sometime. I don't give a shit. I've never heard of him.
Borderlands movie?
Yeah, that's kind of the interesting Borderlands movie in development, which is what we didn't really know about until recently.
Like, I knew that there was a Monster Hunter movie, but I didn't know that there was a Borderlands movie, and I'm like, what?
Could be fun.
Speaking of the Monster Hunter movie, has anyone seen anything about that lately?
No.
Nope. But I can tell you about the premise that they're trying to roll with. Apparently, it's going to be military people are going to the Monster Hunter worlds.
Yeah.
So basically, the premise.
I also heard the girl from Resident Evil is going to be in it. And it's like great.
Mila Jovovich.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I just don't really care about saying her name.
She's Mila Jovovich, and she's going
Mila
to fucking destroy your life.
The weird thing is, it's Jovovich, I guess. And people have been pronouncing it wrong for years. That's interesting to me.
Anyways,
Jovovich.
yeah, what's up?
Yeah, for Borderlands, it's kind of strange to see an IP like that have a movie planned out so soon.
But I guess
that older franchise. But if Guardians of the Galaxy could work with kind of a comedic setup and chemistry and cast of characters, plus the physical effects of what happened with Mad Max Fury Road, because it's going to be compared a lot to that, for sure. With that right mindset and people, it can work. But I
was going to say something along the lines of, but I guess this is the reality about what was going to happen because of Detective Pikachu and Sonic movie being huge successes. Now we're going to see the other games getting the same treatment instead of fucking garbage like Alone in the Dark or Mario fucking Brothers. And I'm honestly
Mario Brothers, and I do like the meme of it though. I don't know. I feel like it's worthy as a meme these days.
I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what these new projects are going to bring to the table, because they probably deserve respect. And honestly, with the Castlevania series on Netflix, the Witcher series, which is actually pretty massively popular thanks to the games.
It's pretty good. I saw that, and I didn't mention it on my weeks. Well, I did once, but like, that's a pretty good series. I liked it for what it is.
But yeah, honestly, I believe that this is a really good age for video game movies and
adaptations in general.
Yeah, honestly,
we're gonna be getting a Devil May Cry anime from the guy who made the Castlevania. That's gonna be pretty fun.
I wish that the properties that already had a shot at it really went ahead once again. Like, for example, Silent Hill, because the Silent Hill people the people who made the Silent Hill movie really went onto something when they made some of the visual aspects of the movie. Or for example, in terms of something like Resident Evil, maybe make a movie that it's actually about horror and not whatever the fuck it was.
It was about the director's wife.
Can we not?
It's sad because isn't that also the director of Monster Hunter?
If it is, then that movie's doomed.
Yeah, I heard it was, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like, we're just speculating, but still, I believe that this is a pretty good age for movies and for movies about video games, and I hope that it stays that way for a while, because it's going to be fun going to the cinema once again. Because I'm not a movie buff. A lot of people ask me if I like movies. No, I don't. I only exist to play video games, for fuck's sake.
Anyway.
And, having an excuse to go to a theater, yeah, fun.
Anyway,
Neat.
Well, I agree. And I think, like, the Metal Gear Solid movie is being done by a guy who cares about it, and
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
done by the person who did Kong Skull Island, and he's already shown that he's passionate about the project and is working with Hideo Kojima on it as well.
Remember
So that one's in good hands.
Remember that montage where he basically got the voice actors for the for Metal Gear Solid in general, and they basically just thanked everyone for their support and show fan art. That made me tear up. Honestly,
That's
it
cool.
was
But
that shows the amount of love that director
yeah,
has for the movie.
yeah. Anyway, the director of Borderlands is Eli Roth. That's kind of cool. I think the whole point I've been trying to make. Fuck, hold on. I just accidentally detached my headphone. Oops. Anyway, technical difficulties aside, the point I'm trying to make is that I think Borderlands would be a good movie because I think the characters and the plot and the humor in that movie is rich for a movie instead of always just a game. You know. Anyway.
Yeah, let Hideo Kojima get meta with movies.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 2 is another one that would be really good with movies.
I really
In a
hope
weird
that
way.
I really hope that Hideo Kojima throws this for at the movie at some point.
He's gonna do a movie next, and it's gonna be interesting.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
With how Death Stranding turned out, I'm kind of expecting him to move into horror next.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah.
And
I mean,
considering
there-
the recent teaser that he's put on his Twitter, I'm pretty sure that's actually where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think Kojima's production's next project is rumored to be a movie. Basically, be a movie. So, yep.
I mean, if
Moving
that's
on.
what we know, then what really is different from every other Kojima project? Because if it's
Yeah.
basically a movie, then, well, you know, Death Stranding.
Yeah. True. Moving on. GameStop employees apparently cite extreme pressure from desperate bosses. As a retail employee, that breaks my heart because I can totally see how that works. GameStop is basically going down the toilet, and bosses. I'm sure their bosses are getting very desperate to get returns, and it's just a bad situation. GameStop is not going to be around for in a short amount of time. It's going to start going out of business. I bet.
Again,
I bet
don't
it'll
think it's
only
that
be around
surprising.
for another year or two.
What were you saying, Zeus?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, with the way games are going more digital now, and the vast
Yeah.
amount of other options out there beyond
Unfortunate.
traditional console gaming. Yeah, it's where's the used game market? People don't really see the value in that anymore. And GameStop has been notoriously bad with, how they rip off a lot of consumers too with their, so quote unquote deals and trade-ins and.
Well, yeah.
Hey, you
it's
can
like-
trade in for your $60 game for $5.
Yeah.
Well, my story is with them is when I got a stack of games from them for Black Friday, and I got half the games, and it took me 3 or 4 months to get a refund for the other games, which got sent to 123 something. Like they fucked up the address that bad.
1234 generic house, Boring Street.
Boring Street, city of give me money. So yeah, it was
City
pretty bad.
of retail.
The city of we ripped you off, dumbass.
City of Scamopolis.
Yup. Sucks. I hate to say it, but they kind of earned it. They kind of got what's coming to them in that regard.
Yeah,
So-
considering where they were basically the game store, or at least one of them that I majorly grew up with, it's a little sad to see them going downhill, but at the same time, it's kind of showing the age and just their unethical practices at points.
Right. True that, and it is what it is. But retail in that regard is kind of again, if you don't adapt, you're destined to go down that route. So, GameStop refuses to adapt really in a proper way. So,
Yeah, but what could have they done? Every business out there
treat
to
their
make money.
employees better and treat their customers better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean that's really what you have to do. But
I mean,
I don't know.
we could also, change. Like they've been trying to change their vision or their focus, and they haven't updated on that. Like they want to make an esports division. Okay, what happened with that? They want to, I just don't know what GameStop is doing. So
They're
Yeah.
trying to keep themselves alive by every avenue possible. That's why they're trying to put money into each and every single thing that's becoming a popular fad.
True.
But yeah, I guess that's what happens when you run a game store that distributes physical media when physical media is starting to die. And I don't know. To be fair to Wheat, I don't know how to feel about that either. I do not like the fact that physical media is starting to cease to exist because that means
I agree. Because it's like there's a part of it that's understandable, but there's a part of it that's like, why? Like, it's not a great idea at the moment.
yeah, the fact that we're having a discussion about the game ownership, and this could be its very own podcast, but the fact that game ownership is starting to become how shall I say it, a dangerous practice,
It's
especially
starting to
because
become a very murky water, and it shouldn't be.
yeah, exactly. The fact that this is a problem, it's starting to make me worry about the death of places like GameStop because that means the physical media will start to become less and less frequent, and I will pretty much put a temper on games. So
Right.
game ownership. So
So yeah,
a lot,
But-
a lot of fucking topics to talk about in terms of game ownership, and it
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
some podcasts.
on a positive note, Dreams came out of, I think, was
Beta. Beta.
it beta?
Yeah.
Dreams
beta.
is a video. Dreams, Yule. Dreams.
Yeah. Dreams came out of beta,
Yeah.
and
This is what Knights died for, guys.
It's,
Oof.
Knights died for Dreams. Makes sense.
Knights went into dreams.
Hey.
Make your own Knights game, said Sega.
Ha ha ha. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. But that's cool.
Okay,
It's
so-
I like the idea of a video game that lets you mess around with things and understand how the inner workings of a video game work.
Okay, so I have a lot of history about Dreams because I actually am a huge fan of Dreams and Dreams projects. I've seen some really cool shit happening in Dreams, from recreations of original video game scenes to downright playable teasers of video games. Like for example, by the time the Final Fantasy VII, the gameplay was being first shown, people already recreated it in Dreams, and
That's cool.
that's actually great. And that was just in
amazing.
beta. That was just in beta, guys. And honestly, I can't wait to see what creations we're going to see now that the game is out of beta and people are really enjoying it. And it's actually a really good way to to help people get introduced into game development.
I saw someone's basically fan-made something like a 3D, something like an Unleashed kind of prototype gameplay with a unique level design. It's like, this is a prototype for like a potential fan game for a 3D Sonic game, and I am all for it.
I want to say that the success of this kind of thing can be attributed to a game called Little Big Planet, because
It's from the
That
makers
little-
a little bit planet, isn't it?
I think so.
'Cause I
but-
saw it in my store today, and it said on the box is from the makers of Little Big Planet.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that Little Big Planet's success inspired other developers to do the same thing, like with Mario Maker, or like it inspired people to use their creativity with games that allow you to create stuff to make something more, and that's something I really love. The freedom to be allowed to be as creative as you can be.
Well, it's why people like Super Mario Maker. The idea of Super Mario Maker is making your own Mario game, and that's really cool.
Or do something more with it, like an adventure stage or a music stage.
Right.
It's great that people are allowed to get creative with this stuff and unleash their own creations to the world, and maybe they become something bigger, like how Warcraft 3 allow people to make a mini game that essentially became Dota 2, one of the biggest games of all time.
And just a reminder, this is normal Warcraft 3. This isn't Warcraft 3 refunded.
Yeah.
Refunded? Is that what you called it?
Yes. There's an
Yeah.
official website that fans made calling it Warcraft 3 refunded.
That's funny.
It's absolutely amazing. Go check it out.
Yeah,
great.
we recommend it. Anyways,
What's your thoughts on Dream Zeus? You were kind of quiet.
On Dreams?
mhm.
Do you have any? Do you have any in real life?
Not really.
No.
And,
No, but anyway, the idea of like a game that lets you make video games—that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, hasn't it... I'm trying to think of like other examples like where this has been done. I'm just struggling to come up with anything.
Little Big
And see, that's why it's kind of
Planet,
unique to me,
Mario
because that's
Maker.
why I put it on the docket, because I never heard of a game that kind of like that. Lets you make video games outright. Other than like RPG Maker, I guess, but that's not a game, that's an engine.
I know of a lot of games that let you do that, but I'm pretty sure that you guys will literally be like, "What?" The second time you
Probably.
mention them, so,
You'd probably be like, what
so
the
I'm not-
fuck is that?
So I'm not going to even say them.
What the fuck is K-Paso? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
What's
but-
a Picasso?
What's a Picasso? Where you cut off your ear and your dick?
Mom!
No, the dick is the
There's-
fucking meme.
Mom!
Ear losing simulator.
There's
Picasso!
What were you
There's one
saying,
thing that
Susie?
catches my attention, because I know the modding community. I mean, obviously, a game like this is going to be explosive with that. So I've seen some of the things that people have done for like Fallout and like the big RPG games,
True.
where it dramatically adds legit AAA content to a universe.
Or they downright make a different game out of the same out
Yeah.
of something, you know.
So I mean, I'm not really much of a creative buff anymore myself. You know, I did work on a video game development, but man,
It's hard.
I'm curious to see how other engine creators like Unity and other makers out there will adapt.
But like my
that's how
little
I'm-
investigations.
Damn it, you'll. You make me very melancholic over here.
I know, man. Sometimes he just drains the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but
I hope it succeeds. I hope it again garners a large audience, and maybe this could really spark another wave of great games. I'm all for that.
Sure. I'd like to see some like I don't hate modding at all, but I'd love to like this is the perfect like go nuts kind of game where it's like I'd love to see what people can create with this kind of thing, this kind of freedom.
Yeah, this is basically something that says, hey, go nuts, do whatever you want. Make the things you want to make. Let your creativity flow. Whatever you want to do it, as long as it doesn't get a suit.
Yeah. As and Legon's biggest wish is make me a 14 patch. That is perfect.
Anyways, speaking of patches, I think this is a great time to transition into the next piece of news. Masahiro Sakurai wrote his latest weekly Famitsu column, and in it he mentioned that they announced that the 6 characters that are going to come to Fighters Pass Volume 2 are decided, and there are no plans to make any more beyond that. So basically, after those 6 characters are released, Smash Ultimate development will come to an end.
It'll finally be complete. Now I don't know. That's fine with me. After this 6, I'm totally fine with them being kind of done with it, unless they just want to drop in the random occasional character after that, which would be fine.
Unless they want to drop in Dante.
Okay, other bullshit memes aside, I don't know how I feel.
do want Dante, though.
I do, but I don't know how I feel about the 6 already being decided. I feel like that's a weird announcement that tells me that Sakurai doesn't like some of the characters that they picked. I bet he didn't say that about the first 5. He didn't give us the impression that they were already picked. This one, he's saying, "Hey guys, they're already picked," so it makes me worry that we're not going to like some of these characters.
And how he also wrote that he's not the one who decides which characters will participate.
Right.
Yeah, that
He's been saying that a lot lately, which he's never said that before for any DLC ever. That's
Yeah.
weird.
He also did mention in the column that he's always consulted. If he's not convinced that a character can work, he can turn it down. But
Right.
he will never cancel for a lack of ideas. And
Right.
he also mentioned, and this is unfortunate, but he won't be able to work on anything else while he's working on this. Basically, any future of a new game directed by him is gradually disappearing, and
At least beyond
the very least is coming to terms with
2021.
that. Yeah. He's also said that he has never worked with a personal desire to create a new title or direct. Basically, he works to make other people happy, and he can't say that there is no possibility of the Smash Bros. There is no possibility the Smash Bros. Series will continue after this. Both himself and those in charge of Nintendo haven't thought about the future at all. So
Which is understandable, because I think everyone kind of came to the same agreement that Ultimate's going to be the Smash game for a while. It's going to be longer than... I think we can see this even ported to the next console.
I can
Yeah.
see this. I can see Smash Ultimate going on for a whole
A
decade.
while. Yeah, a decade. It's gonna be longer than your normal Smash.
It's gonna be longer than Brawl and Smash 4 lasted. That's for sure.
he also this is one more tidbit that he also mentioned. Releasing new content without holding back isn't ideal when it comes to making your game last longer. Letting them out in a small doses prolongs the lifespan of a game. That's why
Right.
adding these 6 characters it's a luxury. And yeah, let's talk about that shit. The fact that
Well,
the fact that we got
adding them between now and 2020, like 1 or 2. I think it was 2020. What was it? Was it 2022?
yeah, I think that no, I think that's
It was
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but being able to do that, and it's like I think they kind of should have gone with that the first time instead of like rushing out all 5, kind of the way they did
Yeah.
in Fighter Pass 1. But yeah, it is. He's right. It's a luxury. Not many games get to survive beyond their initial development cycle the way Smash has, or other fighting games.
I'm saying that, but again, this makes me wonder what the hell is going to happen with the second character pass, because the fact that Sakurai said that they already have been decided for one, and the second one is that they're going to, and the second one is a reiteration of the whole. Nintendo is the one who makes the decisions feel. Yeah, that makes me wonder if the game is going to be, if the characters are going to be, we're
I don't
going to
want to say
have some
worthwhile.
really bad
I don't
things.
want to say worthwhile because like we got so many good characters. It's hard to feel like there's a character that's not worth getting in. But it's like we already know we're gonna get a Pokemon, and I think he's already bracing us for that disappointment.
Oh, please no. I'm hoping
It's
not.
I think
gonna
it's
happen.
it's gonna happen. One of
It's
those
gonna
is gonna be a
happen.
Pokemon.
One way or another, it's gonna happen.
The question is, how offensive and or inoffensive is it gonna be?
Well, it's gonna be a Sword and Shield Pokemon, so probably annoying. But is there any Sword and Shield Pokemon that would be good for Smash? Sorry to cut you off.
Maybe the DLC Panda thing that can switch dances?
Corviknight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard that one being thrown around.
Corviknight.
Corviknight would.
Yo, Surf Fetch or go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yet
would-
another sort of character, sure.
I don't care. That'd be great.
Yeah,
It'd
it
be
was
greatest.
great. It's a
It
fucking,
may be another sword character, but we don't have another sword Pokemon.
but it's a
It's a
dog.
It's a great, yeah, but it's a duck. Exactly. Fuck
It's
yeah,
a dog.
Fine,
It's
my
the
argument's
duck that's gonna
invalid.
fuck your
It's
shit.
a duck. But we
Yeah.
have Duck Hunt. Ah!
But
Yeah,
oh,
that's why we need the duck.
mortal.
Yeah, but
Enemy.
duck is
That's why we
psychic.
need-
But yeah, but the duck is psychic.
That's why we need the duck with the sword, so we can fuck that dog up and send it packing. I
Fair
am
enough.
down for Sir
Fair
Fetch. It's not gonna happen, but I'd be so down for that. I think the internet. Yeah, I think the internet would be hype if it's just like Sir Fetch joins the battle or something like that. Oh my god, this would be amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
That
found a
would
way
be-
to turn it around.
Awesome.
Right. I can't believe I found a way to turn this around into something positive. The idea of a Switch Pokemon. Well, Sir Fetch! It's the only good one. True.
Finally, we have the sword character we've all been demanding. Sir Fetch.
Right. Sir Fetch. It's just so funny seeing his fucking smug face in my head. See this smug
Imagine
ass
if his
fucking
shield worked
face.
like Link's does.
His what?
What?
Sword and Shield.
Fetch.
He has a shield in Sword and Shield.
True. That's what I was thinking too. Like that's why he would be such a good choice. It's like he has both. He's a sword and a shield.
Yeah.
badass. I love Sword Fetch. It's the only good thing about Sword and Shield, in my opinion. That is
I love how Sus is so baffled at the idea that he's giving us so much deafening silence.
I'm just done with this right now. Like okay.
Sword Fetch is the only choice, though, Zeus. He's got a smug ass face. He's got a green leech ass sword. He beats you with a stick and can stab you with it.
He
He's
knows
got
you
a
hated
bad-
his game.
All right, guys. Now
That's
I
why
gotta
he's
find
gonna
a better
do everything
line.
he can to annoy you.
Just to spite you guys. Screw this.
Fair enough.
I'm go looking right now.
You're gonna go look at Sir Fetch? Dude, you will not be disappointed.
No, not
No,
Sir
you
Fetched. I'm looking at the Pokedex.
Are you trying to
yeah.
find literally any other sword?
Hold on, look at that.
Come on, man.
He's
No,
looking
give-
for any
give-
other Pokemon.
Give me the fetch.
Come on.
Give me
Any
the
other,
fetch.
any other Pokemon that isn't
No,
fetch?
give me the fetch. I need that Sir in my
I
life.
mean,
Oh, I love it. So bad, guys. Sir Fetch.
Sir Fetched or no Petch.
Sir Fetch. So bad. But who do you think the other? Who do you guys think any of the other 5 could be other than Dante? Okay, Dante, get it. Legon wants Dante. We get it.
Yeah.
Crash.
Virgil.
Travis,
Fuck
touchdown,
This
please.
motherfucker just said Virgil. Like, fucking get out.
Get Travis touchdown, please.
I'd love
I
that,
don't-
but Suda keeps shooting it down.
I
Yeah.
bet we're gonna see one more fighting game rep at least. I don't know which franchise.
I would like that. Mortal Kombat, probably. Like
Either
Sub-Zero
Mortal
or
Kombat
Scorpion.
or potentially King of Fighters, I think.
We already have King of Fighters.
I could. Well, no.
Yeah, I
well,
already have.
Terry technically, he's represented as Fatal Fury.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Because that's
well,
the game he
well,
stars in.
the King of Fighters is pretty much a crossover game, so you know.
True,
Yeah.
but there is a main character. I think Kyo Kusanagi would be a cool pick. Even though he's already in the KOF stage. I know it would be weird, but I'd like him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to happen.
How about let's not say SNK.
Goku! Goku's a fighting game character. Fuck yeah!
No.
Sir Fetch
No.
I am
Goku!
putting my foot down right
Look,
now.
if we're
Stop
going
right
to
there.
Yeah!
You know what? To go with a reasonable pick, how about Ragnar the Blood Edge from Blaze Blue?
I'm fine with that.
I was thinking Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear for some weird
Totally
reason.
fine with it.
That
Either
would be cool too.
That would be very fascinating to me. Either would be a fascinating pick.
The Wii Fighter pick.
any of the
Imagine
characters,
Rachel gets in
Wii Fighter
instead.
pick?
The Wii Fighter pick, yes.
any of the characters
That's
from
not Goku?
Skullgirls. Guys, any of the characters from Skullgirls.
No.
Let's make that
No.
happen.
It's for
Goku
good
or...
boys and girls. We don't need any of those jiggly physics.
They'll be
Get
meat
out of
costumes.
here. Get out of here, you. Good boys and girls. Respect.
Good boys and girls, we don't need no jiggly titties in our game.
So I guess that rules out Laura Croft, right? No Laura Croft in this game.
Yeah, man, we can't get those pointy polygon titties.
Yeah,
What the-
PS1 Lara Croft specifically. No other Lara Croft needed.
Fuck this podcast, okay?
Because then Diglett and she'll just have rock hardware.
Or maybe that's actually just an alternate outfit.
There's no skin
my-
showing. If there's no skin showing, Bayonetta
Oh my
is.
god. I guess he's got a point. Bayonetta isn't.
She's not showing skin. Even though she's technically naked, but no one cares. There's no skin.
True.
It's
That's what
apparently-
Bayonetta is what makes that comment so fucking weird. Like, especially for good boys and girls. What's that Bayonetta over there like stripping and shit? Like, what the hell is
Imagine if
that?
Travis got in too, that would also completely destroy
And
that
Dante.
comment.
And Dante. Yeah, I'd say it,
Dante
but
less
Dante.
so, but Travis touchdown, yeesh.
Well, yeah. I guess both, because I think Dante is still from a mildly violent game, even though we all think he's goofy fucking old pizza man.
He
Which
is.
he is, but he's also from very violent games at their heart.
Yeah, but how about Travis touchdown? He's easily violent.
He's
but
from a more
fucking-
Jerks off his sword.
He's a fucking weave, guys.
That's
he
the
jerks
thing
off his
that's holding
sword.
him back. That's the thing that's like sticking for you. He's a weeb. Not that he jerks off his sword or cuts people in half. So he's a weeb. Okay. Good to see where Yule's priorities lie.
But the fact that you know he's like he can be made into a child friendly character. I swear.
Well,
Yeah, if you remove 9% of his character.
What 99% of his character? Oh,
Anime
you can still be a,
porn,
you can still be a
trying to
weeb.
trying to fuck the shit out of the person that hired him.
I can't
Cutting people in
believe it's not
half.
hentai.
Fuckhead. Let's put it that way. Literally the line that had to get censored in the actual reveal trailer at E3.
Yeah, you could have you can have his swear stoned down.
Fuckhead.
Flock off, Featherface.
Oh my god, shut up. It's awful.
Shocker, you.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if they're gonna go with more third parties or first party stuff, but
I
What
know
if
they're
they're
gonna do some first parties at the very least.
They have to.
Yeah,
Pokemon,
Pokemon.
Surfetched, clearly.
Yeah, with the fact that Sakurai is saying else for disappointing as it is,
I
you
wonder if
know.
he's gonna do another Animal Crossing character. Now that I think about it, it would
Mm,
probably
Nook
happen.
for Smash.
No,
Nook.
don't. Nah, you. He's
Yeah, we
already
don't
at
need Tom
he's
Nook for
already
play-
at the third island. Come on.
We don't want
you
it,
hear-
but the reality is they're doing a new Animal Crossing game. It's entirely possible.
Yeah,
By
not
the
to mention
way-
the fact that Tom Nook actually fully replaced Isabel's Twitter account.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Wait,
renamed
Isabel has-
the
Yeah, but-
the Isabel Animal Crossing account to Tom Nook.
Oh.
So now we have a tweet of Tom Nook saying he got in Smash.
Oh my god. Guys, it's gonna happen.
oh.
Character Fighter 1 of Fighter Pass 2 is gonna be Tom Nook.
Prepare
No.
for the mountains of salt, baby. Like every release is heavily.
If we're gonna go with the cool first party that could get in, though, I'm expecting potentially someone from Prime, maybe.
New Metro
Wait,
character.
Prime? What the
Whoever
fuck?
it was from Prime Hunters that everyone rumored to be the ship at the end of Prime 3.
I guess. I feel like the unfortunate thing about Metro is I feel like you got the two characters that actually matter, and that's it. You
Yeah.
can't really get anyone else.
The
The
only-
Hunters
You have
are
the
kind of
two
cool, but
The two characters that matter, and their different versions.
yeah, and then Dark Samus is the only like representative from Prime I could see. Because I think the Hunters are cool, but they just don't have enough substance to really make a character out of.
Okay, so how about a rep from? I was about to say Xenoblade Chronicles, but that's me being biased as fuck.
I want Rex. See, the sad thing is I'm surprised Rex didn't even get in. I really thought he was like gonna get in, even on the main roster.
Too bad, fucker.
Well,
But a
it
me
doesn't make,
costume counts. He's in
Is that me
Smash.
Rex not getting in makes me upset because he said Sakurai literally said because Xenoblade 2 was too new. That's bullshit. Fucking 30 Houses character in the game.
Yeah, exactly. He keeps
Yeah,
contradicting
exactly.
himself.
Yeah, like Nintendo
To
just
make
doesn't want it
excuses
because
for Nintendo's decisions.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo's he's basically saying that Nintendo doesn't care about Xenoblade 2 because it's not successful enough. Oh well.
I guess. Well, how about change Shulk for his Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered?
Yeah, give him a proper face instead of dopey ass fucking crack face. Make him look like he's not on drugs, please.
It's DLC.
Pull Dunban out of Shulk's final Smash.
I will pay $1 million for that.
Just like how they did with Chrom.
Well, no, they didn't pull Crom out of Robin's
Okay. Let's get
Yeah.
serious about the discussion for one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hell.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Animal Crossing, you guys want to go over the notes of the Animal Crossing Direct
I
real quick
mean,
to wrap everything up?
yeah, I want to talk about it because we did cover it on Bio Games as well.
Try not to go
So-
too big and just bullet point it because we gotta wrap things up.
Yeah, it seems like I was going to say Bio Games. It seems like Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to take a little bit of a games as a service approach.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I
like
that.
like multiplayer will be a huge focus with New Horizons. The airport will pretty much allow players to join your island via local play or online. And by the way, Nintendo's going to push that fucking Nintendo Switch Online app all the way down your throat. Yeah. Guess how you can guess how you can chat with other people?
Discord?
No. And
Skype? Oh wait, people don't use that.
Nintendo Switch Online app. Yay!
Actually, I want to see numbers. Who still uses Skype and who uses the Nintendo Switch Online app?
I don't
That's
know.
a fascinating research. We'll get back to that on next week.
Yeah. Anyways, there's also going to be a quote-unquote feature called Nook Link.
That sounds really dumb.
Whoa.
Nook Link?
Link?
Nook
Yeah,
Link?
That
Nook
just
Link?
sounds
Don't-
wrong.
No, don't do that. That's bad. Don't nuke him. He's a precious boy. He did nothing wrong.
This app it will allow you to import custom designs made in Animal Crossing New Leaf and Happy Home Designer by
That's
scanning
cool.
QR codes from that game using your phone camera.
Okay, I like that. I like the fact that they're not just leaving New Leaf in the other app thingy. Like, they're like actually integrating it into the new game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Nook Link app is planned to launch on
Just a dumb
shortly
name.
after the game's launch.
Like, Tom Nook is
Um,
controlling our real life, guys. Holy
The
shit.
game will have more features later as well, such as additional features for houses, for more residents, and an expanded resident services building. There will also be special events happening in the game. So yeah, this is basically Nintendo's foray as in the games as a service market. Do I know if they're going to be monetized or not? No. But it doesn't seem like they will be. They because the Direct made a huge deal about how these are going to be free updates here, free updates there. So I hope that none of this is monetized, but I really am, I'm mixed about it because they kind of are being too, how shall I say it? They're kind of being too tacky about the whole thing. Like if
Shady.
if they're going to be free, then why keep
They're being kind
saying
of shady about it. That's the
yeah
word.
why keep saying over and over that they're going to be free? It looks
Yeah.
sus after a while. So
Yeah, it does look
Yeah.
sus. Thoughts, everyone else?
yeah, what do you-
I don't know about the Animal Crossing series. I really haven't touched one since the first. But I mean,
Oh, wow.
to be honest, I haven't watched the direct, so I'm just kind of listening and trying to react as we speak. But I guess it sounds interesting.
I think that
don't know
Nook,
how I feel
the Nook app is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you're going to be able to visit other islands with other people is pretty cool as well. There's also going to be local multiplayer where you'll be able to
My thought is that-
interact with other people.
My question is like, is it gonna be like Minecraft where you can just build a house on someone else's fucking island, or are you just gonna be a visitor?
Yeah, like you're going to be able to build your house, pretty much make the island yours. Despite the fact that this is a travel thing, I just don't understand what the like.
We're
it's-
traveling and we're paying you to build our houses for said travel vacation.
It's dumb to be honest. Like
Bells.
this is
Bells.
like I don't understand what the hell.
with the mafia.
Down with the Nook Mafia.
Oh, and by the way,
mafia.
in case you missed her, Isabel is also is going to be in the game. So
Well, obviously,
The
it's
answer
fucking
that-
Animal Crossing. You don't.
The
What a
answer
no
that-
shit fucking bullet point. You know that Isabel's
Imagine-
gonna be in an Animal Crossing game? No way.
Imagine an Animal Crossing game, but without Villager.
No, it's totally.
Actually, you don't even
No.
need to imagine that. That's called the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Oh wait, shit! You just proved your own point. Then I can't.
and
agree
by the
with you.
way,
It's sold horribly, and it's currently $15 on eBay.
Wow.
Because
Um,
it's that bad a game.
Continue.
well, finally, speaking of amiibos, there will be amiibo support for new features on the game. Finally, there's also going to be a fucking Pocket Camp event, around New Horizons, and there's
Okay.
going to be a lot of microtransaction stuff. So,
what Zeus?
Pocket Camp? Like
Pocket
from-
Camp.
Oh, I was about to say, like, whoa.
yeah, the mobile
Let me,
game.
let me not go back to the game. I'll shut up.
Pocket Camp and Poke It Camp are completely different things.
I don't. Poke Camp sounds like a very bad story that we shouldn't talk about on stream.
Yeah,
It sort of is a
that's
thing.
exactly why I commented on it.
Never
No,
mind.
that's moving along to actual things for kids because it's Animal
Back to
Crossing.
Animal Crossing,
Oh my
where
god.
you have crippling debt.
Crippling. Yeah, this is meant for like family-friendly fun, right? Not supposed to be real, like in real life, like that.
That's
Don't
why.
worry,
That's why.
it's a kid-friendly mafia.
That's why I wonder. That's why I wonder why the hell people love this game so much. Because you pretty much do.
You play it,
everything
you're
you
an
do
adult.
in real life.
Yeah, you get into crippling debt. You have an asshole man, like asshole tenant who really doesn't give a shit and is a mafia leader. You have the cute girl that works in your office. You kind of like her, but you know, you kind of just have to like her from a distance. Huh? It really is like real life.
Yeah, I told you. I told you.
You get creepy neighbors that you don't really like,
Wow.
And now
I don't
you
have
have.
and
now
then you have some
go-
neighbors that you really like. So it kind
And
of.
now you go, and now you're going to a vacation in a fucking deserted island just to be exposed to the same fucking bullshit, except you're stranded in a fucking deserted island. Why do people like this series?
Because it's relaxing. It's not
Fuck
like real
off.
life
Fuck
whatsoever.
off! Fuck off!
You
Fuck
should
off!
try it.
Alright, you know what? You know what? You finish the podcast. Fuck it.
At least the Sims isn't lying about being a life simulator.
True.
And even then, it's less accurate.
True. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this Bagocast, I guess. And Yule's gone, and we're not gonna give him a chance to come back. So we'll see you guys next week. Maybe Yule will be back. We'll get him from the Dark World. Don't worry. Everyone have a good night.
He went back there.